Deportation is dominating the news these days. No matter where you stand on the issue, it's nearly impossible to escape the coverage. Right now, the United States is making a major push on deportation, and it's already underway. Because of this, many people think the US is the only country closing its doors and showing people the exit. But that's not the case. Most industrialized nations have been doing this for decades. Almost every country has a standard legal immigration program, some are strict, others less so. But one thing they all share is illegal immigration, and that's where they see the problem. To fix it, they resort to the good old-fashioned heave-ho. Today, we're diving into the top 10 countries for deportation. Ready? Let's take a look. Number 10. Russia. Russia's approach to immigration is as cold and harsh as its winters. With a population shrinking faster than vodka supplies during a national holiday, you'd think they'd welcome more people. But no, they've got their own agenda. Despite the population decline due to war, low birth rates, and an aging workforce, Russia has deported nearly 900,000 immigrants in recent years. Immigrants make up about 8% of Russia's population, and the country's migration service reports a 37% increase in deportations over the last 2 years. While immigrants fill critical roles in construction, manufacturing, and agriculture, nationalism often takes precedence. About 60% of Russians support stricter immigration policies. In some areas, the number of illegal immigrants is 10 to 20 times higher than legal ones. Most illegal immigrants come from Central Asia, the Caucasus, China, North Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan. Yes, Vietnam, nowhere near Russia, but still a significant source of immigrants. Number 9. France. France, land of love, wine, and deporting the very people who help keep the country running. The French government is pushing for new immigration laws by early 2025, according to spokesperson Maud Baron, or however you pronounce it, it's French, after all. This comes just a year after the last immigration bill, which caused sharp divisions in parliament and within the president's coalition. In 2024 alone, deportations rose by 20%, affecting over 15,000 people. The government disproportionately targets North Africans, though they insist it's not racial. Most illegal immigrants come from Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and Libya. France loves immigrant labor, just not the immigrants themselves. Starting in 2025, France plans to tighten rules, especially for undocumented migrants in family cases. Number 8. Italy. Italy, home of pasta, gelato, and a growing deportation crackdown. Deportations are up 30%, with 20,000 people shown the door in 2024. Migrants risk their lives crossing the Mediterranean on flimsy boats, only to be told, arrivederci. Public sentiment has shifted dramatically, with support for stricter immigration laws jumping from 38% in 2014 to 71% in 2024. On December 11, 2024, Italy introduced Law No. 187, which fast-tracks deportations and addresses labor exploitation. The law also aims to manage migration flows and streamline judicial procedures. Italy's approach is clear: if you're undocumented, you're out. Number 7. The United Kingdom. Post-Brexit, Britain is keeping its crumpets but ditching immigrants. According to the UK Home Office, over 8,000 people were deported last year, including some who had lived in the UK for decades. One man was even deported over a decades-old minor traffic offence. Imagine losing your home and job over a speeding ticket. Classic British efficiency. Public opinion is split, with about 50% supporting stricter deportation laws. Immigrants from India, Poland, Pakistan, Romania, and Ireland make up the largest groups. Family reunification and work are the most common reasons for coming to the UK, but the doors are closing fast. Number 6. Turkey. Turkey, where hospitality is legendary, unless you're an immigrant. Deportations skyrocketed by 70% in 2024, with over 100,000 people sent packing. Most deportees are from Afghanistan and Africa, making up about 3% of Turkey's population. With youth unemployment at 25%, Turkey's message is clear: jobs for Turks, deportations for you. While Turkey has a history of welcoming refugees, especially from conflict zones like Syria and Afghanistan, the tide has turned. Many migrants arrive illegally with the help of smugglers, often tied to human trafficking and other crimes. Turkey's focus now is on fast-tracking deportations. Number 5. India. India, home to 1.4 billion people, yet somehow 5 billion immigrants is too many. Deportations have surged by 50%, mostly targeting Bangladeshi and Myanmar migrants. With rising unemployment, India's message is clear: we can barely help ourselves, let alone you. Interestingly, India recently agreed to take back 18,000 of its own citizens from the US, but it's not opening its doors to others. Most immigrants in India come from neighboring countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Together, they make up about 0.5% of India's population, but apparently, that's still too many. Number 4. Australia Down Under, they love their beaches and tough immigration laws. Deportations rose by 25% in 2024, with 10,000 people sent packing. Even visa overstays get a one-way ticket home. The irony? Australia is a nation built on immigrants, but now it's saying, sorry, we're full. In November 2024, Australia passed a bill allowing the government to pay third countries to accept unlawful non-citizens. This opens the door for over 80,000 people to be deported under a plan likened to the UK's failed Rwanda scheme. Number 3. Germany, where Oktoberfest is welcoming, but immigration policies are not. Deportations rose by 15% in 2024, affecting 12,000 people. Most deportees are young men from the Middle East. About 70% of Germans support stricter immigration laws, and Parliament has passed several reforms to tighten the rules. However, Germany is also trying to attract skilled workers. In December 2024, they introduced the Skilled Immigration Act, making it easier for qualified professionals from outside the EU to enter. The message: if you've got skills, you're welcome. If not, don't bother. Number 2. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia relies heavily on migrant labor but is also one of the strictest enforcers of immigration laws. In 2023 alone, over 300,000 people were deported, with estimates for 2024 around 150,000. Migrants from India, Pakistan, and Africa to jobs Saudis won't, but as soon as a project ends, they're sent home. Saudi Arabia's deportation process has a unique twist. If someone overstays their visa, the employer or the individual must cover the cost of deportation. If the overstay exceeds 3 months, the individual pays. It's a harsh system, but it keeps things moving. Number 1. The United States. And finally, the United States, where dreams come true, unless you're on DHS's radar. Last year, over 200,000 people were deported, many from Central America. The US is now considering changes to the Constitution that would end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants. This so-called anchor baby policy is highly controversial, with judges already blocking it as unconstitutional. The American dream for immigrants is being redefined, from the land of opportunity to the land of round-trip tickets. The US has a major immigration problem, and reform is desperately needed. But what that reform looks like is anyone's guess. One thing's for sure: this issue isn't going away anytime soon. That's today's video. If you enjoyed it, check out the suggested videos below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and if you're feeling generous, consider supporting the channel. Thanks for watching, and remember, be kind to each other.